And so could you help me and the person listening understand? Let's say that you have for your entire life had this narrative in your mind where like, I'm not good enough. How do I use these four parts of the brain and the technique you just described step by step to program a completely different way of talking to myself in my default mode network and pick whatever, because you are the expert teaching people around the world this technique. So pick whatever you believe is the most common default negative self-talk or belief. And then if you could walk us step by step, what am I doing, Dr. Doty, every day?
Well, I think the first thing people need to recognize is the burden we carry as a human being is negative self-talk. It is not going to go 100% away. That's
Okay.
just the way it is. In fact, I speak about these things, and I say to people, how many of you have negative self-talk? And usually 90% of people raise their hand. And I say the other 10% are lying. And and I don't care in theory. I mean, obviously you have examined these areas. I have examined these areas. I still have negative self-talk. The key is, though, in the face of the negative self-talk, you're okay. And understand what it is and not let it overpower you where you sit there and go, oh God, I'm horrible. And you just ruminate over this. Recognize for what it is and let it sit there. You don't have to do anything with it. And this is the fundamental practice of mindfulness meditation. But the aspect which I think is different, and actually what we teach at Stanford, is to have compassion for self. And this is when you give yourself these positive affirmations and you say you're worthy, you're good enough, you deserve. And a lot of the negative self-talk comes from where? It comes from the baggage that we carry from our childhoods. And this is what a lot of people don't appreciate. You're manifesting all the time. What people don't realize, though, is that many of the decisions they make in their lives, the relationships, the jobs they have, the decisions they make, are actually based on the baggage that they carry, and that is the narrative of their story. And so one of the first things I think you have to do is to sit back, and whether it's with a therapist or just self-reflection where you're writing things down and trying to understand how you become you, to have some awareness of what created this.
Hmm.
And once you have that insight, then that allows you to not be as affected or to believe it, but understand that it's the nature of how humans are wired, and it's okay. That's not going to change.